of the NFL on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Hoosier State and Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Jacksonville Jaguars. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. And the Indianapolis Colts. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? Offensively, we see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, the blitz that came defensively, they got right after it.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this is something we could see a lot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because this is a unit that wants to play the game on their terms.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Call it a gain of 5, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Third down.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He can run for it, and he will.
The quarterback on the scramble. A gain of 11 on the play.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big time play.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. Touchdown, Jaguars. Michael Gallup, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jags have taken the early lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. And that is Allen still down following the play. Appears to be shaken up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. He's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big gainer there on the catch and run. 37 yards.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Touchdown on the season. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And he's able to put it through. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And a long run there in the end to top it off.
Zane Gonzalez set to kick off.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23.
10 at their own 23-yard line.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the second time here in this game. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time. That'll bring up second down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a close TD.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this carries into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Colts pick it up.
Let's be frank. You hate the fumble at the end of the play. But prior to that, I liked a lot of what was going on. Tucks it down, takes off, picks up good yardage. But in that portion of the field, that close to the sideline.
Step out.
Yeah, either get down or get out of bounds. Take care of the ball.
Yeah, he had the yards, but then the mistake. They'll start with the option. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
Second and 11. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he's got this down to the 35. 15 yards on the play, first down.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, and a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Second and long. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
Incomplete on the throwaway. Coverage defensively by Jeff Okuda.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now they'll throw here. Out of the gun. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. And 20 and a first down. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
16 more on that one and another first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 more yards for him there. It's a first down.
That certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this drive so far. 3 plays, 3 first downs given up. They've got to find answers, and they've got to find them quick.
Throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there. And now it's second down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll throw again. Here's Love on 2nd and 10. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Justin Jefferson, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. That's one of those touchdown tosses where if it's an inch to the right or left, it's not a touchdown. He had to put it right on the money.
Yeah, and how did he do that? Everything around him, everything swirling, all the coverage downfield. Somehow he spotted the opening and put it right there.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score.
Jaguars 7.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he'll be brought down by the Colts.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way. And he's going to go down again.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And the Colts are set up well as they take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Love from the gun. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. Working out of the gun. Love. This will be caught at the 5. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just looking the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's Will Hernandez, former 2nd rounder out of UTEP. play action this time with Love. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1-yard line.
1-yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys who threw it.
And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1.
Short of the goal line.
No gain on the play, and it's going to be second. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. A great play there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
At their own 24.
There he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. What can they do now, Charles, to make sure this highlight montage? Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Open man is Ross, complete. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
2nd and 9 now. This into the hands of his running back, Ronald Jones. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Sliding out of the pocket. He may try and run for this. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the 1st at the 32. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its 4th.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the 1st down. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Out of the shotgun, it's Love to Jefferson on the slant. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Love, they go play action now. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And he's going to have the hook up to Ross. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat for a 1st down. And his throw is going to be incomplete. John Ross just the one he was looking for. But it'll be second down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Fighting to stay upright. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. On third down, here's Jones. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. This will be taken at the 13. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Jordan Love in this offense, ready to get the football back. He's got the lead here in the second quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, does that interception, even though you're playing well, your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that, because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that'll tamp that down in a big way.
Yeah, he's looked pretty good to this point. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Operating from the gun. Love. Throwing right, and that's complete. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Rolling, and he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. A 20-yard touchdown, and the Colts add on to their lead.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow, because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
And this offense trotting back onto the field. Let's turn our attention here to Ronald Jones. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but
the Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game, because no one can stand up to this week after week.
The left side completion to Jones. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it.
Jaguars 7.
Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
So here are the Colts to take over. They were winners over the Dolphins last week. They are on top right now as well as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start the 3rd quarter here on the ground. Able to shake free for about 7 up to the 35. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Glove. They'll roll him out right. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A big play there. 65 yards. And the Colts have got it on cruise control. As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flush from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
And it's 3rd down.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And down he goes, but the stiff arm utilized effectively there, and it helps them move the sticks. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 45-yard line.
2nd and 4. They'll drop this underneath for Jones. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
And a Jaguar 1st down.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Got a man open, it's Ross. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a 1st down.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the way.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Loss of 6 yards.
And that takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
He sets up the screen to Jones. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent is really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
And now they're just looking to add to that total. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. There's some space here. 20. And they'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the Colts just continue to pour it on.
His kick is...
He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now. No question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Jaguars again ready to take over on offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
3rd down.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll be brought down by the Colts.
3 yards. And it's 3.
Here's Jamie Gillendown as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Fielded just inside the 20. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On play action. Love to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
It's a gain of 5, but they're still deep in a hole. 15 yards still to go on 3rd down. From the gun, Love. Got an open man, finding Jefferson. The 30, 10, touchdown, Indianapolis. Justin Jefferson with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game, as his guys continue to pour it on. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review.
25-yard.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist yet.
And he can't escape, and down he goes.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Colts pick it up. And he'll be marked down at the 2-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Colts use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again symptomatic?
Yeah. Under pressure, they got him again.
Here we go. A 10-yard loss on the play.
Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
And he's taken down. Back in his own 7. And after the sack, he's still down on the field. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be 3rd and a mile. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. And he's taken down. Back in his own 7.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say, when you have obvious passing situations. Hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. They'll buy some time right. There's that man again. It's complete. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Operating from the gun. Love. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule, because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And penalty markers down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. But that field position after the return wasn't terrific. It's not a great starting field position as well.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Open man Hamler, that's complete. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line.
It's a gain of 10.
10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Back to throw now on 1st down. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes.
A 10-yard loss on the play.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. 22 yards there, a 1st down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves. but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Over the middle, that's caught by Ross. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42.
Exactly what they were looking for. They've been giving up yardage. They've been letting them drive right downfield, but they got a sack right there. How about that for a little bit of revenge?
Side complete to Ross. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Today's final score.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Colts, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the New York Jets come to town. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our